Welcome to Season 3, Episode 5. We did it, Troy. We made it to our fictitious Episode 5 of Season 3. How's it feel?
Feels good. Every day that we're here is a good day. So let's talk a little sports and get a little weird like we always do.
Yeah. No, we had a great time watching football this weekend. It felt cleansing. It felt right to be back to football. The weather's starting to get cool. I love this time of year.
I was just nice to see fans back in the stands. I think that just affects games so much. The home teams, I don't know exactly how many won, how many lost, but you could just tell it's just a different vibe. Players were playing harder, it seemed.
Especially the new stadiums, Raiders and Rams, big difference. Big difference.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, last year, if that game on Monday night, I think it might have gone the other way.
Yeah, probably like a 2-touchdown game. Those fans are crazy. But we'll talk about that game in depth because that was one heck of a game. Before we get there, Troy, let's get loose. Are you ready to get loose?
I'm loose. You loose?
Loosey-goosey. I like your hat. Where'd you get it?
Thank you. I like the paper better, but now that the hat's actually here, it's my birthday present from you. Oh, good. Anytime I'm on the green, I'm asking, good, my putt's good, your putt's good. So now that I have the hat, I can just point to it. It saves me a lot of words.
Yeah, you don't like words.
Never have.
Well, we went to Catherine's Beer Garden this weekend to celebrate Sarah's birthday. We had a heck of a time.
Yeah, they had half-liter and liter mugs for beers and this pretzel that was almost as big as Zach and a lot of good food. I've never really been to a lot of German places for food, but I got some schnitzel sandwich and it was bomb.com.
I got some sort of like weird Oktoberfest special that was like a pig knuckle and it was outrageously good. And two beers that I can't even pronounce. I think German just like takes all the syllables and just smashes them together to make words.
I think that was the hardest part, was trying to find a beer on the list because we couldn't pronounce or read any of them. So
Right.
We were just kind of pointing and going, meh.
That's really all you can do. But it was super good.
Yeah, if you guys are ever in the Rockland area, definitely check out Catherine's Beer Garden. It's hiding out there behind the newish sushi place over there on, I believe it's Granite Drive, and Sierra Meadows is the cross street. I should know. It's like one
Across the
second
street
from where
Addie's.
I work. So
That's all you need to know.
that is
That's good enough.
Addie's.
I knew exactly where it was when you said that. Well, I had my first Daddy Harper Lucas day.
Ooh.
Heather went back to work, so we got to do some things that we don't normally do. We played the old controller switcheroo.
You got to play it.
I was gonna take the kids to the park. Harper didn't want to go because it was too hot, so we just kind of sat there. I was playing Madden for a little bit, finishing up a game, and she's like, "Can I play it?" And I was like, "Yeah." Here's a controller with no batteries in it, and then she was into it, man. Just told her she was the running back, and it was good enough.
Maybe you should let her be the running back. Then your teams might be a little bit better.
She looked like she.
I'm usually the running
buttons.
back.
Yeah.
You're always the quarterback. I'm the running back when we play. So
it worked out.
You
good.
didn't have me getting 5.5
So I'm hoping that's an
rush.
ongoing trend, and we can just keep doing that. Eventually, she'll learn the buttons and we can play for real. But it's nice that we got that going.
A little Madden time. That's nice.
I love Madden. With all this Madden I'm watching with Tyler, and watched a couple other Twitch streams with Madden too, and they're way better than I am, but I still enjoy it. All right, Trey, let's move on to some...
Be kind of fun to see you play Tyler. I'd watch that.
He would destroy me.
I would watch that
I
though. I think that would be good for the channel. Let's get it.
I'd
Let's
play
get it
him as long as we played standard teams. His team's like he's got like
set it up.
4 million hours and $80,000 into that team. I am not going to compete.
He's got to be the Jets, and you get to be the Chiefs.
Deal. I'm in.
Line them up.
Set it up.
Okay.
Somebody,
Right after our stream, we'll
somebody
head over
tweet him.
there.
Somebody tweet him.
Call them out.
All right.
YouTube them.
Let's move on to the Kings, Troy. We got a little bit of Kings stuff. This is going to be a really heavy NFL talk, but there's not a lot of times that we're talking about Kings basketball in September. But we got some stuff. So let's get into
remember?
In Slamson We Trust. That's basically all we have. But big news, couple of big news. We got three Kings-ish players in the Hall.
Sacktown, Bay Area and back down.
C-Webb, Rick Adelman, Yolanda Griffin, all from Sacramento, or all played in Sacramento.
I think only one of them won championship.
Yolanda.
Yeah. Do you think Weber's the best king of all time? Up there at least. Top 5?
Top 3, probably. If we get to take credit for the Big O, I think, or Nate Archibald, or yeah. If we get to take credit for that, then it's tough. But yeah, C-Webb definitely up there. Definitely one we watched. Mitch Richmond was really good, but love me some C-Webb.
It's a different vibe. I think too. I think if the Kings weren't as good as they were too, we wouldn't have noticed Weber as much. But he was one of the main reasons we were. So
yeah,
you got to tip your cap to the guy. I'm glad he got in the Hall, and Adelman deserved it too. I mean, I know he didn't win anything. He didn't win with Portland either, right? That's where he was before.
He was very good at winning a lot of games and making the playoffs and then losing in the playoffs. Worst timeout caller in the history of the NBA, though. Dad would
I don't know.
That.
Well, NBA, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I know a high school coach that just terrible with his timeout calls, but we won't get into that.
Nice. All right, other big news. We got a new Doug Christie now with the coaching staff for the Kings, which is awesome because I think they're going to actually play defense. We mentioned that before.
A lot of it. A lot of defense.
But now we're back filling Doug Christie on the announced team, and I could not be happier with the selection. Katie Christensen, Katie Hunter, whatever her name is now that she's married.
Yeah, I think Katie.
I
wrote Christensen.
It's Katie Hunter now. She is fantastic. If you watched any of the games of her calling him last year, filling in, she did an amazing job. She knows the Kings better than probably anyone, and she's just really good on the call. I'm excited.
Yeah, one thing too is she just I listen to a lot of 1140 and just she over prepares. She knows anything that's going to happen, knows any stat, knows both sides of the thing. She's going to work harder than a lot of people that maybe would have fell into that job, but I think she really earned the job. I'm excited to see what she can do.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready for some Kings basketball, man. I know we've got a little bit before Halloween usually is when we're going to get into basketball, but at least we got some news. Not a lot of other news other than De'Aaron Fox is all buffed
jacked
up. He's getting a random drug test because he's too jacked. It's like when a punter gets a big tackle and they drug test him after the game. It's kind of like that. He's still 6'1".
We'll talk about punters here coming up, but Fox is jacked. I think it's going to be interesting, especially I know we kind of talked about on previous episodes with the new rules and the new foul calls that they're supposed to call or not call. I think being more athletic and tougher going to the rack is going to be a lot better than it used to be because I don't think there's going to be as many little ticky-tack fouls called. I hope it goes back to the 90s and you can just clothesline people. And that's just ball out.
Yeah, I'd be in for that. All right, Troy. This is going to be a big NFL episode. I think we'll probably be going for quite a while here. So buckle up. It's time to get into our Barca Loungers and start Armchair Long Snappers. Let's start with the return of the Red Zone channel. Is there any better feeling than Scott Hansen saying 7.5 hours of commercial-free football at the beginning with the Octobox and all that?
I would say it's the best TV show on TV. without a doubt.
Hmm.
No commercials, always have action. Even if you, in a later in the afternoon, if you have to see a punt, at least you're usually getting something, or you're getting highlights. You don't. I I didn't get to watch much of it on Sunday. Did they do like little commercials in screen or no?
I don't think so. They cut away.
I don't remember them doing ever do that.
No. Maybe if they're plugging like a charity or something, but it's very rare that they do anything like that.
I don't like the new where they do like the picture in picture on some of the like
I don't mind
baseball
that. If
games.
especially in a baseball game, whatever, just show me the commercial. Don't cut away. Let me see what's going on the field. Let me see the guy that's coming out.
I don't like it.
Fair enough. All right, let's talk about our game of the week. Monday Night Football. Raiders Ravens, the craziest football game I've ever seen. Maybe not ever, but it was definitely up there.
Up there. Recency bias.
Yeah. That last minute of regular and then into overtime, just insane. Ravens score with 37 seconds left, no timeouts for the Raiders. They somehow come down and kick a field goal.
How do you? That's I think one of the worst choked off. They go into that prevent defense, the prevent to win defense.
Mm-hmm.
You give up two straight 20-yard passes. They're able to run down there and spike it, and
Over the
then still have
middle.
enough.
And they're not like
Yeah,
laying on people or doing something to draw out the clock. That's unacceptable just to get to overtime.
yeah, and then just so many things had to happen in overtime. The Raiders scored, and then they didn't, and then they jump after getting stuffed on first down. They jump on second down. Then they end up throwing a pick, I think, on third down.
Through the hands of Will Fuller, off a helmet, into the air, interception. Then Lamar fumbles.
Well,
They
before
get
that,
him.
Andrews had what should have been a catch, and that guy came from behind and knocked it out. That guy, talk about laying a goose egg. Andrews, I think he had one catch the whole game. One
Yeah,
of their best receivers,
that was pretty rough.
tight end receiver.
Yeah, then Lamar fumbles.
Again,
They get into field goal range. They go to kick the field goal on second down.
second down.
Don't get out there in time. Delay of game. They bring the people back on the field to run another play instead of just kicking the 49-yard field goal. And they throw that crazy high pass to Zay Jones for the touchdown.
Oh yeah, everyone
Insane.
in the whole stadium thought it was gonna be a run. Just kept getting beat one-on-one on defense, and I don't know. I think the Raiders are a little bit better than people may have thought. I can't remember when we picked the division, but I think the Raiders winning the division was something outlandish. But again, it's just 1 week opener
Well,
at
they have
home
the
with
Chiefs
fans.
in their division, so good
Well,
luck with that.
I don't. They may not win the division, but they might be able to sneak out a. I could see them being 9-8, eight
Sure.
and 9, somewhere around there. I don't think they're going to blow the doors off of anybody. I mean, they honestly, both teams should have won, and both teams should have lost. So I mean, it's one of those weird things where the ball, rolls one way for you.
All right, we need to go to a game in Vegas because it sounds like the most fun. They had Bruce Buffer at the beginning of the game. They have a
Now,
DJ.
is that going to be all the time, or was
I
that?
think it's just for the first one, but I think they should just pay him to do it
Well,
each
because
week.
I think he did it for the Knights playoff games, but I don't think the regular season.
I mean, he's probably in Vegas already. Just let him do it.
Yeah, just hanging out. Might as well. I mean, he's only got to do it, what, 8.5 times?
Yeah. So we got him. We have a DJ throughout the entire game. And Ice
Need it.
Cube and Too Short in the halftime show. We need to go. That just sounds like a blast.
Until you look at the tickets, I'm pretty sure that standing room only is like $700 a pop.
For the first week or every week?
I think the tickets are outlandish. We'll look when we get off air.
Okay.
But I know like season 2 of the Knights, we were supposed to go for a bachelor party to a Knights game, and it was like $200 standing room only for a hockey game.
Yeah, but they're good. The Raiders are bad. But it's got to be
Either
the
way,
best ticket in town, though.
well, yeah, I mean, you got a new arena. They're already going to, charge a little bit more, kind of like the Kings first season. Tickets were a little more outlandish, and they'll slowly go down.
So you got to take like the Monday off. Is that what the plan? Hopefully it's a morning game.
Yeah, I think they'd have to be 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, because they usually are, huh?
Yeah, because they're West Coast, so you'd have to. I think you'd
That'd be a tough
go
flight home.
Saturday. You go Saturday. You get after it Saturday. Recover in the morning. Go to the game. Just have a couple beers, and then fly home Sunday. But then you'd have to take Monday.
Yeah, that'd be a rough Monday.
Well,
All
you're
right,
off
try.
Monday anyways.
Yeah. What was Mark Davis wearing? Can you explain to me the acid watch jeans and
The
the
white
Harry Dunn haircut?
blazer.
I don't understand what is going on with that guy.
I think it's like one of those things. I was listening. I think it was 1320, and it's like it looked like he was allowed to dress himself, and his wife didn't say anything when he was walking outside.
He looks more like Chucky than John Gruden does.
Chucky.
Yeah, even Chucky. Yeah,
He is just
and he's
awkward.
like
I
a
like
he's a multi-millionaire. I don't know that he's
if
quite
he
a
was at a
billionaire.
if he was at a park, people would be calling the authorities. That's what he looks like to me. Like I wouldn't want him anywhere near my kids.
Poor Charles Woodson having to sit with him for the whole night, and he just wants like a high five on like every play. And Charles Woodson did not look like he was into it.
I mean, Charles Woodson was pretty pumped when they won, when they panned to him, but
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine. But I'm sure Charles might have got that seat for free too.
I'm sure he did in the owner's box.
Yeah.
But again,
So,
it's the Davises. They could have charged him for that ticket in the owner's box.
well, concessions aren't free, but the ticket, that's fine. He had to pay for parking too.
Did you get to watch any of the Eli Peyton Manning broadcasts?
So I saw a couple clips of it, but I heard that they did a really, really, really good job.
I tried to watch it on the ESPN app, and classic ESPN app, it crashed when I was trying to watch it, so I had to watch it on ABC. So I didn't get to watch it, but I did see the clips. They're making fun of each other. It's just a great idea. That needs to be the team going forward.
I'm for it. Like he had at one point he put on a helmet that was way too small for him, and he was like calling like he was the quarterback, and his brother's just making fun of him, and
I'm here for
it's
it,
pretty good.
especially when we get in the second half of the season, all these games that we thought were going to be good that are bad games.
You're gonna need those two
You're
to
going to
make
need
it better.
those two to kind of fill the time.
Just give him Booger McFarland too. Why not? He's not doing anything. Who is the Monday night call? I was off at work at like
I
8.
didn't watch it. I think I don't know. Steve Levy, maybe?
I watched overtime, but I had it on mute while I was doing some stuff around the house and it was falling on my phone, but
All right,
crushing it.
crushing it. All right, let's move into our week one overreactions. We had some crazy outcomes. Not what we thought was going to happen. Let's move into my first overreaction. I think Aaron Rodgers is in Operation Sabotage. And I think he came back, signed this deal, and he's just going to kind of coast. He's got his weird, scraggly hitchhiker haircut. Didn't look like he was really that into it. I think he thinks he can coast through it without doing anything. And I think he found out that he's can't quite do that anymore.
I think that he is going to blow the brakes off of the Lions on Monday. I had my first round pick in my fantasy league was Aaron Jones, and he got me 2 points.
Yeah,
So I think
when you lose by
he's gonna
35,
come
you're
out.
not going to get a lot of points.
Yeah. But I mean, even early in the passing, game, he gets a lot of catches. They just took him out of the game. It seemed like I just think they're going to put it on the Lions, and they're going to be 1-1. Everyone's going to relax, like he always tells us, and we're not going to be fine. It's a tough matchup.
I just love they brought in Jordan Love. It made me so happy.
The Saints are a good team. They're a Super Bowl caliber team every year.
Yeah. All right.
with Breeze.
That brings me to my second overreaction. Is skinny LASIK Jameis Winston going to be the MVP this year?
Did he even throw for 150 yards?
He threw for 179 yards, I think, but 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He can actually see people now. He's got his LASIK. And he actually ran for a couple. He looked good.
I know he ran early. He had a couple big runs to move the chains on a few of the first few possessions, but
I think if I
like
would
I
have,
said,
I think if I would
I
have
don't think he's going to
saw,
have to do too much.
yeah, maybe not. I think if I would have watched him play a preseason game and saw that he was fit, I would have been in on Jameis a little bit more. Might have picked the Saints.
We did not.
No, we did not. That is part of our bad takes that will be coming up later on tonight. All right, my next overreaction. Is there a curse of Julio Jones?
Julio, get the stretch, man. I have no idea. Did he even have a catch?
I don't know. I know he didn't look very good. He got that bad personal foul penalty. The coach called him out after the game. I love it.
Well, that was a bad game for the Titans.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll rally back. I knew it was going to take a while to get used to having Julio in the lineup there and then figure out what they're going to do, but we'll talk about them later. I think there might be something with Julio. He doesn't get touchdowns, so he's like a fantasy football curse for as good as he is and all the catches and yards and everything he gets. They lost
Yeah, I don't
that
know if it was
28-3 game. The Falcons are never good, even though he's great. Maybe he's going to bring that to Tennessee. Hopefully. Then the Steelers can
I think they'll
sneak in there.
I think they'll figure it out. I think they'll be okay. Like I said, 1 week. It's going to take them a little bit to get going. That division's not very good. They'll be fine. They'll win the division. They're going to host a home playoff game.
All right, my next overreaction. Can all 4 NFC West teams make the playoffs?
No. I mean, they're all good, but I think that they're going to beat up on each other. And I think the second place between the Saints and the Bucks is going to get in. The NFC, you should even get anybody from the NFC East.
The North and the East. I don't.
No.
No, that's a good point.
You might not.
I forgot about Saints Bucks. New follower.
Yeah, we crushing it. Thank you, follower.
Thank you, Leslie. I'm gonna guess that's
Don't
her.
call it out who it is. Come on. The crowd's getting into it.
Lesbar74, new follower. Love it. Scared me. I jumped a little.
Yeah, we don't know what that is.
Yeah, that was big news.
Oh, it jumped on the screen too. That's cool.
All right, let's move on to Ouch, Charlie.
That really and it's still hurting, Charlie.
We had some big news injuries this week. Troy, why don't you give us the recap on the injuries this week?
Mozart out for the season. He go. I heard some people blowing him up though because he decided to get the season-ending surgery where he could have maybe came back sooner.
Well,
Question mark.
Shanahan said it was 8 weeks, but I don't think he really knew, and he opted to. It better for his career to get the surgery and just get it done.
Than to play not right.
Then to wait 8 weeks and then need the surgery, and then he's jeopardizing
missing the next season. Yeah. So he gone. Fitz Magic 6 to 8 weeks. That's not good for the Washington football team.
Heineke looked just as good. So.
Yeah, I think he actually looked better than Fitz. So we'll see. I mean, that's good for Thomas, the tight end, which I'm all about. And they're just going to pound it to Gibson, I think.
Yeah.
And luckily, they have a decently easy game this week against the Giants.
They got scary carry. They've got some weapons there. I don't think Fitz was a world breaker, but I think he'll not turn the ball over, which would be the big benefit that you'd get with him. All right, who else do we have? We had a couple other ones.
Well, Jerry Jeudy, 2 different reports I read. One was 4 to 6, the other one was 6 to 8. So that's a big shot to the old.
I believe
Scro.
That's a high ankle sprain Might be a
Those are the
really bad one.
worst.
It might be a Michael Thomas situation where he might come back at some point and then just be out after that. Not
Ankle
good.
sprain. Anytime you hear ankle sprain, it's like almost better if you break it, in
No,
my opinion.
that's not true. At least you know, I guess, at that point. But
Yeah, you're not. It's like hamstring. You never know with a hamstring.
yeah, the Jets lost their starting left tackle, the only
A
good
lot of
lineman they had. So that'll be interesting. A couple other ones, no super big names, thankfully.
what you call it from the Cowboys. We were just talking about it.
Michael Gallup.
Third Gallup, he's out. I think 6 to 8.
I think
Could be longer.
Demarcus Lawrence on their team was on the injury report as well. So there's some names. Luckily, no
Bang
one big.
bang.
No Christian McCaffrey like we had last year and some of the other big ones. So
I mean,
luckily we made
Moser,
it through there.
that's a huge shot to the Niners. That was going to be their workhorse, but they have, I think, 75 running backs on their roster, so I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, they signed another one too.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, they just
Line
keep
them up,
getting more and
baby.
more. I don't know what's going on with the Niners. Trey Sermon just doesn't play. Brandon Ayuk just doesn't play. Shanahan's just calling these dudes out. Maybe it's part of his master plan to motivate them, but just seems kind of weird.
They're good.
He said something about Brandon Ayuk has to prove that he's better than the guy behind him, who's a six-screen wide receiver. It's kind of a weird thing to say. A lot of
Love
people
it.
thought Ayuk was going to have a big year, but I do love it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Fire him up. He's not worried about week 1, baby. He's worried about week 16 and 17.
All right, let's move on to our week one pick recaps before we get into our each games for week two. Trey might want to skip this part since he did not do good.
Brutal. I even did our buddy Vance does a picks, $5 picks every week, and I think I did the same exact pick. So like usually like 0, 1, or 2 losses will win it for you. But with me, 10. 6 and 10 this week, which is embarrassing. But week 1, I think
Week one is
personally
the
is always,
hardest.
you just never know what you're gonna get. So I think this week I'll be a lot better. I've been really studying, and
I got
I
11
think I'm
this week.
11 and 5.
Still not great. I got a couple good picks that I was happy came through, like the Raiders pick and a couple other upsets I picked, but this week was kind of all over the place. I don't think anyone picked the Saints blowing out the Packers. There's a
We
couple
did
other
not.
ones like that.
Yeah, I kind of try to get cute, try to go a lot of upsets, a lot of home. Like I said, you don't really know. I don't think there was one double-digit favorite week 1, which is rare. Usually you have 1 or 2. Like this week we have 2, I believe. No, 3.
Yeah.
So a lot of close games, a lot of close matchups. It was one of the harder weeks to pick. So I think this week Zach and I will probably both do better. Hopefully. Otherwise we might just need to shut it down.
All right, I think, yeah, each of our pick of the week. Mine was the Raiders upsetting the Ravens. Troy somehow picked the Texans to beat the Jags, but I guess that was just like a throw a
It
dart at
wasn't
the
too
board.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're both bad. Who's going to be
you only
worse?
had 6, so there wasn't a lot to choose from for you.
Yeah. The other ones were pretty chalk.
All right, our worst takes of the week. Troy saying the Giants are going to be good and in the running for the division. They are bad. They're going to be very,
Well,
very bad.
I think even 4 wins, though, you have a chance to win that division.
I don't know. The Eagles look pretty good. The Cowboys' offense looked really good. They're way better than the Giants.
I don't think the Eagles are good.
We'll see.
I think they just beat the brakes off a terrible team.
We're about to find out this week because they play the 49ers, so we'll see how
Yes,
good they are.
we will find out really quick how good Hurts is.
And then both of us said really positive things about the Packers, and that turned out horribly.
Like I said, they'll figure it out. The one I was most shocked about was the Patriots losing at home.
I picked that one too.
That's
Rookie
just,
quarterback. They don't ever play good against the Dolphins.
it really shocked me. I thought they were going to be a lot better,
Dolphins are
just
very.
all the way around.
I think the Dolphins are really good. I like their coaching. A lot of new pieces in New England to be learning the Patriots way. And Tom, you are right. That was a terrible take by Troy. The Eagles might be good. I believe that's what he was talking about. Tom's really slow though.
No, no, no. Eagles are not going to be good. Falcons are so bad.
All right, Troy. Let's move on to our week 2 picks.
Ski.
Is that our new? Is that the drop? I like that.
Sure, why not?
I'm gonna record
I'm
it and
never gonna
play
be
it
able to
next
do
week.
it. I'm never gonna be able to do it again. So
I'll crop it. I'll pull the thing out. All right, you got to do better this week, Troy.
oh, without a doubt, I'm going to just probably gonna win. I think we just need to have more stakes on the line
Should we
than just
put
one energy
should we
drink.
put a stake on the line?
I say whoever loses has to do the show next week without a shirt.
Deal.
All right,
No, no deal.
cool. Yeah, your picture's a little more body. Mine's just like the shoulders. I don't mind
Well,
showing
I
a
can
little
crop. I
shoulder.
could crop most of it out.
You couldn't crop anything out.
All right, let's start with Giants Washington football team. That is our Thursday night game tomorrow night. Looking forward to that one.
I
What
am
do you got?
too. I'm just going to go more chalk this week than I did. Giants show that they're not a very good team. I think Washington
You said they
football
were going to win the
team.
division, and
Well, it doesn't mean
they were
anything.
good. I think I heard
That was last
that
week.
was a direct
That was
quote.
last week. That's last week. Week 2, Troy's a different man. So I think Washington football team overall, usually 2 on Thursday nights. Once the season starts, the home teams usually got a little advantage because they're not traveling. So I think the Thursday night team, if you look at it statistically, I think that the home team wins probably 80% of the time, every time. So I'm going to go with the home team, Washington football team, not by just 3.5 like the line is. I think they're going to win by a touchdown.
No, my odds said 4.5, so it's widening. Yeah, I don't think the Giants are very good. That's my take. I'm also going to take the
Nice.
Washington Redskins of Arlington
Perfect.
or whatever their team
Let's
name
just
is.
pick this.
The
Let's just
Washington
pick the same
Argonauts.
thing.
Yeah, if we do that,
You go
then neither of us
first.
wins.
You go first.
I go first this time.
On this. We'll snake it back and forth. Who picks first?
Yeah, I think the Giants' offensive line very bad. The football team's
Barkley's
defensive line very good. It's not going to be good.
and yeah, they're not going to take the shackles off of Barkley for a couple weeks too.
Barkley
So
had zero point 0.6 yards before contact last week. I don't care who
that's
you
good,
are.
right?
That's not going to be good. And
Yeah.
he still hurt. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. Saints Panthers in Carolina. The line's a little closer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm going to pick the New Orleans Saints. I got my MVP right here. Skinny LASIK Jameis Winston. That's my secret MVP. I think they're very good at football. I do like the Panthers. I think they're coached well. But I got the Saints.
I'm gonna go with the Saints too. What I got 3.5 as the line. I think that Carolina's gonna cover. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think the Saints, thus, overall though, are the better team. We'll see what Carolina can do offensively. Is the Saints defense really that good, or are the Packers just that bad this last week? We will find out. I'm gonna go with the Saints, but by 3, so they're not gonna cover, but they're gonna win.
Okay. All right, let's move on to probably the worst game of the week, or the least interesting game of the week, at least for me. Bengals, Bears in Chicago. Chicago's 3-point favorites. I'm going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals to go 2-0. We might get some Justin Fields. That's where I think we're going with this one. I think in the beginning of the fourth quarter, we're going to get Justin Fields. I don't believe in Andy Dalton. I don't believe the Bears' defense is even good. They have a couple of good players. I know the Rams are kind of a tough matchup for them last week, but the Bengals kind of had some stuff going on offense. We'll see. I know that's one of my bold picks this week, but I like the Bengals.
I'm going to Bears at home. I think they're the better team. I mean, what's the line you have? I have 3.
I
So
have 3.
basically a coin flip there. The home team usually gets 3 points when it's an even field. I'm going to go to the Bears. I think they're a lot better than they played. Kind of ran into a buzzsaw a little bit. I don't think the Bengals are as good as they played last week. So we're going to go Bears, and the Bears are going to win by a touchdown. So they're going to cover. I got the Bears, our first pick, Oppo Taco.
All right. Next week, I'm pretty sure we're going to pick the same one. We have an 11.5 point spread on this game. Browns Texans in Cleveland. Cleveland coming off that loss. They played pretty good. Just couldn't pull it out at the end. I picked the Browns. They're going to stomp the Texans.
Yeah, I got 12.5 as my line. I think it's going to be I think Houston covers. 12.5 is a big number for a team that's not really elite. You don't really put 12.5 on a team like the Browns. So I think that Tennessee's going to cover, probably lose by anywhere from 7 to 10, but I think they'll keep it close. I think that they did enough last week for me to know that they're a decent team. They're not great, but I don't think the Browns are as good as people think. We'll see.
All right, next game.
But I'm going to go Browns, but Houston's going to cover.
Fair enough. All right, we got Rams Colts in Indianapolis. This one might be different for us. You love the Colts for some reason. 4-point favorite Rams on the road, which is basically a touchdown. I'm going to take the Rams. They looked really good. I think they're going to continue getting better. The run game was starting to pick up in the second half, and Stafford looks like he should have been in this offense all along.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to have to follow you up on this one. The Rams, they just looked dominant. Colts looked lost. Rams just overall defensively, just did enough last week. I don't know if the Rams even is going to be the best in the league, but it's definitely competent. Their offense, though, is really good. I think they have a lot of weapons on that offensive side of the ball. So I think that they'll score enough to where Indy can't get them. So I think the Rams are going to win by a touchdown.
All right, let's move on. Denver, Jacksonville in Jacksonville. Broncos 6-point favorites on the road. That's basically 9 points. That's a big spread. Broncos did lose Jerry Jeudy, but I didn't see anything from Jacksonville that makes me think they could win a football game. So I'm going to pick the Denver Broncos. Their defense looks really good this year. Teddy Two Gloves isn't going to turn it over. They've got 2 really good running backs. I'm going to take the Broncos.
I think I have to go to the Broncos, too. I wanted to go Jags, but when I opened my mouth, it just wouldn't come out. I think it might almost be a must-win for Urban Meyer there. I mean, I know it's earlier in the season, and he has a rookie quarterback and a lot of young players on his team, but he's got to show something. Last week was pretty embarrassing, so I think it's close. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. I think Denver, though, will outlast them.
All right. This one's going to be a little bit closer. I'm excited to watch this game. Another division game. We've got Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins in Miami. I'm going back and forth on this one. I'm going to let you go first on this.
I got to go Buffalo. Buffalo came out as one of the best teams in the NFL, not just the AFC when the season started. So I think getting punched in the mouth last week is going to fire them up. Miami might get a little, complacent after the win. I got Bills 3.5-point favorites on the road, so it's like 6.5. I think Buffalo is going to win by 3, so I don't know if they cover, but I think Buffalo is going to find a way to win.
All right, I'm going to pick the Miami Dolphins in Miami. It's going to be hot. For whatever reason, the rest of the AFC East doesn't play super great in Miami. I think they look pretty good. The defense is good. The Buffalo Bills, I mean, they did play the Steelers, who probably have the best defense in the league. But they let Big Ben and that terrible offense move the ball. I think the Dolphins could do the same thing. Well, in the second half, once they figured out what was going on. I don't know. I just like the Dolphins. I think they're coached really well. I think they can pull this one out. And then the Bills go on some crazy run after that, but
that's fine. I'll remember
give me the
Dolphins.
Next week. Give me the Dolphins. All right, next matchup. I don't know how this line is this close. Patriots Jets in New Jersey. 3.5 point favorites are the Patriots. I would have thought that number would have been significantly
Oh
higher.
no, I don't. That's not right. I looked last night at 6.
Yeah, it opened at 3.5, and the fans are going to bet that one into a million. It'd probably be 8 by the time the game starts.
Yeah, I think we both are probably going to take the Patriots there.
Yeah.
I don't.
As much as I hate them, they're the better team.
I picked them last week too, though, so I don't know. Jets maybe. We'll see. I think the Patriots are starting to figure out it's not so easy when you don't have a guy named Tom Brady back there.
Well, the Jets have no offensive line, and then they lost their only good lineman. They had their left tackle, so I don't know.
They don't need him, baby. They don't need him.
I don't know. They have Corey Davis, and that's about it on offense. I
Perfect.
don't believe in it at all. All right, let's move on. I know we feel different about this game. Niners, Eagles in Philadelphia. 3 point favorites are the 49ers. I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know
think
why.
that's a terrible
I can't
pick.
explain it. I feel like there's something weird going on with the 49ers, and I think the Eagles are like weird, crazy, Tom confident.
Well, I think the thing that's hard too is when a West Coast team has to fly all the way over the other side of the country and usually play a morning game. I think that it kind of messes with them a little bit. That's why it's so hard for West Coast teams to go over to the East Coast and win. But I'm going to go with the 49ers. You got to pick the better team in the matchup, and I think the Niners are that better team. I think they might miss a little step without Mostert, but I think they'll be all right. I think they're good enough. I don't think the Eagles are, like I said, as good as they were week 1. I think a lot of overreactions are happening out there in Philly land. So I think the Niners win. I don't know if it's a blowout, but I think they win by a touchdown.
Okay. I could see that. All right. Vegas Raiders against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Steelers are 6 point favorites.
I have it at 5.5. I got to go Pittsburgh. I hate it. Don't like it. But I think they're the better team. I think their defense is nasty, and I think Derek Carr's not going to know what hit him. I think Big Ben will do just enough. He won't have to do that much. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
I just hope they get that run game going a little bit for the Steelers. I'm going to pick them as well. I really want to pick the Raiders. We always lose to the Raiders for some reason.
You do. Usually in Oakland, though.
Usually in Oakland. So maybe Big Ben plays really well at home. He's got weird road away splits. You know what? If you ever had him in fantasy football, you only start him when he's at home. I think he'll play pretty good. This Raiders team is scrappy, though, man. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to guard Darren Waller, but I guess you just triple team him and you let Henry Ruggs beat you. Is that the game plan?
So in that game on Monday night, my buddy sent me a picture. This guy live bet under 51, $300,000.
Whoa.
And there was 6 points scored in the last 37 seconds.
That's rough.
And then obviously,
And
I
then
think
OT.
that. Yeah, I think that pushed it or whatever it was. And no, it was it. So when the Ravens kicked the field goal, made it 27-24, he would have pushed. And then when the Raiders kicked the field goal to make it 27-27, he lost. So the points in overtime didn't matter. Poor guy.
That's a bad beat. All right, we got Minnesota Vikings at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are 4 point favorites. I would have thought this would be a little bit higher than that.
Let's see where my line is. 4.5. Yeah, I think that's weird. I'm a big Minnesota guy.
You do
Always
love the
have been.
Vikings. For some reason.
But I'm gonna have to go to the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are gonna be good this year, and I think they're gonna probably win by 8. Book it. Right now.
Yeah, I picked the Cardinals too. I picked them last week too, over the Titans. They looked really good. That offense is really good. That defense is really good. Well, Chandler Jones is really good. He got 5 sacks, so
that helps. I've heard
that does help. Although everyone picked them to finish last in the division, so we'll kind of see.
But last in that division might be 10-7.
Fair enough. Yep, I'll take the Cardinals as well. Yeah, I think they're the better team. Dalvin Cook hopefully needs to start running the ball a little bit better if the Vikings are going to have any chance. All right, let's move on. We got Falcons Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Tampa
Yeah, let's
Bay's
not even talk
12 and
about
a
it.
half points.
Bucks.
Yeah, we'll just move
Let's
on.
just save some time.
Falcons are
Bucks.
garbage.
That's one right there where someone though is going to put them. That's going to be the number one pick for the survivor pool, and Atlanta will somehow, like, the whole team will get electrocuted, and Atlanta will win by 2 or something, like weird revenge game from Super Bowl. But yeah, Bucks by 40.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's one where you put it into T's. You just move on. There's no way. All right, next game in Los Angeles, we got the Cowboys and the Chargers. Chargers 2.5 point favorites.
I got it at 3, so it's basically a coin flip.
I'm gonna pick the Dallas Cowboys. I think they
I'm gonna
look
go Chargers.
okay. Good. We need a good split here. I think the Cowboys' offense looked fantastic. The offensive line pass blocked really well. Hopefully they get Zeke going. I think the defense was just good enough. I think if they can just be like 20th in the league, they're going to have a decent year this year.
Yeah, I think it's a tough first couple games for Dallas. I think the Chargers are a good football team, so another tough matchup for them. I think the Chargers are just a little bit better. I think it's going to be a close game. It's probably going to come down like it did with Dallas and Bucks last week to open up the season. So it's going to be close, but I think the Chargers are just a little bit better.
Yeah, anytime it's close, I'm going to pick the not Chargers because they're very good at losing those games. Although they did win a close one last week, so maybe they're figuring it out.
But the Cowboys they're both bad at close games.
That's true. That's true.
So that's a tough one.
All right, next game, Tennessee Titans, Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Seattle is 3 points favorites. Yeah, I did the same thing. You got to pick Seattle at home. I was not impressed with Tennessee.
With fans back. Yeah, without fans, it's weird.
The Titans just need to be a run-first team, but their defense isn't good enough to be a run-first team. And then you just have Derrick Henry, who you have to run him 30 times for it to work.
Yeah, you got to tire out the other team, but you can't do that when you have A.J. Brown and Julio and all these other targets. There's only one ball, which kind of sucks.
Yep.
Be fun if there's 2.
Tannehill's the perfect quarterback to just run play action, but I don't think he's going to be throwing the ball around town. He's very accurate, but I don't know if he's right. And Seattle looked pretty good last week. And you got to take him home, always.
I'm going to be at a wedding on Sunday.
What?
And right when the good night game is, which is coming up next.
Chiefs Ravens, Sunday night in Baltimore.
I'm going to go Chiefs. Chiefs are the best team in football. I don't think the Ravens are. I think the Ravens will be okay. I'm thinking maybe 10-7. I like to overreact after 1 week. Maybe 10-7. I could see 9-8. I don't think they're going to win the division anymore because it's been 1 week. So
I think their running game will be better this week. Now that Latavius Murray knows the playbook like a little bit instead of just like coming off the street, that will help. Hollywood Brown's on the injury report again. I'm not super confident in that. And I don't think they want to be playing Tyreek Hill when they don't have, was it Peters was the one that got hurt? Marcus Peters?
Well, I think it's one of those things, again, the schedule. It's going to get easier.
Yeah.
The Raiders aren't the hardest team in the world, but home opener with fans and
they had a lot of trauma in the last week before the season, so I understand it. I think they'll start slow, but I think they'll come back. But I still got the Chiefs. I went back and forth, though. I almost picked the Ravens.
It's one of those weird things. Sunday night game, 2 good teams, one's at home. But I just don't see the Ravens stopping the Chiefs that much. I don't think the Ravens can score enough to keep up with the Chiefs. I don't think any team really can score enough to keep up with the Chiefs. I don't
think that Chiefs defense is very good. And they looked exposed to the run game against the Browns, which is why I thought maybe the Ravens could could put up some points. I think they'd have a hard time corralling Lamar if he got going, especially if the other running backs were doing something.
They just got to take care of the ball. You can't fumble the ball twice like Lamar did.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. If he doesn't fumble that ball, they win that game.
All right, last game, Lions-Packers. You've already stated that they're going to blow them out, so
it's going to be a riveting Monday night game. The only thing it's going to be good for is fantasy because I got Aaron Jones. Hopefully I'm within 3 points, so I have a chance at winning. Gosh, that was such a bad performance.
Animal 916 in the chat. Welcome to the show, buddy.
We were just talking about you. Your ears must be burning. We said the Cowboys suck.
I did not say that for the record. I did pick them.
We got an Eagles fan and a Cowboys fan just hanging out.
All right, Troy. Do you have anything else from football? Any other weird takes or games that we didn't talk enough about from last week?
I thought, now that Tyler's in here, I thought that Cowboys-Bucks game, we didn't really talk about that in the recap, but I thought it was a very good game. I thought the Tom Brady showed why he's Tom Brady. I thought the Cowboys showed a lot more than I think a lot of people were expecting. Dak week 1 be able to throw for 403.
I think if Greg the Leg makes a couple of those field goals and extra points, that's a different game.
Yeah, but it's still Tom Brady.
Yeah, you can't give him the ball back with a minute 30 or whatever it was. That's bad.
Too much time.
Yeah. But I think the Cowboys look good, especially on offense. I thought the Cowboys were going to get blown out, but they looked a lot better. And I thought Dak was going to take a while to come back, and he was like right out of the gate good. Gotta love that if you're a Cowboys fan.
Are we saying that I don't know if let's be honest though, I don't know if the Bucks passing defense is one of the best in the league.
No, it is not.
Rushing, yes. But I think at one point, I'm pretty sure Dak threw the ball like 58 times. He's not going to be able to do that all year, right?
They might have to if Zeke keeps playing like Zeke's playing. And they're now missing their right tackle for reasons. He missed his drug test. But they should have Zach Martin back next week, which should make a pretty big difference.
But you got to look at, I think Bucks have they average like 82 yards against rushing, like one of the best rush defenses in the league. I think they'll run the ball a little bit better against the Chargers.
Oh, DeMarcus Lawrence, I mentioned that he was out. I did not know that it was 6 to 8 weeks. That is bad news.
Not great.
For a Cowboys defense that was already not good. Yikes. Most not good.
You might want to change your pick. No changes, though. No changes once you say them.
I picked the Cowboys. I'm sticking with it. I don't believe in the Chargers, so. All right, let's move on from football. We've got one segment left. We're going to be moving into Grab Bag.
We do have an energy bet for the week. It's just our picks. Tyler.
It's the overall total for the week. Troy lost by 5 last week because he's a dummy.
Yeah, I went super sexy. I wanted Zach to clip everything I said, and he did, but in the bad way.
How many games did we even pick different this week? Like 3?
All of them. Oh, this week? Basically, we're going to be watching the Miami game.
4 games we picked different, so we'll see. Are we doing shirts for skins?
I think we got to for the fans.
For the fans. Okay.
So, Tyler, there is no energy bet for the week, but whoever loses this week and pick them has to do the show next week without a shirt on. So, get excited. You got to set the dial to 8:30.
You are welcome.
It's a win-win for all of us. I'm gonna be shooting my camera at the ceiling though, so
yes, you're right. Everyone loses. You might want to listen to the podcast on the audio form next week.
Yeah, do not watch it. Everyone's gonna be like, what is happening? This is amazing. We're gonna get our first paid subscriber, OnlyFans. This is gonna be awesome.
I love it. All right, Troy. So for grab bag, you wanted to do something a little bit different this week.
Get a little zappity like we like to do.
Explain to me what you're doing. I said
Uh,
something about an
I'm
R
ex-
and B something.
just going to explain the origin of one of the best R&B songs.
Okay.
The the year was 1998, and there was a gentleman, Anthony Crawford, or his friends, and I like to call him Shep. He was at home and he was watching Soul Train, and he thought to himself, "I'm gonna write a song for Patti LaBelle." So he writes a song for Patti LaBelle, and
In
he goes, "I."
1998.
This was prior.
Okay.
98 is when the song came out.
Okay.
So prior, he's a producer and a songwriter. He writes this song for Patti LaBelle, and he goes, "You know what? I can't do this by myself. I'm gonna take it to my boy and see what he thinks." So he goes to the co-writer slash co-producer of this song. I'm not sure if you know him, Montel Jordan.
Okay.
It's not his barber, but it's my barber. So he goes, takes this song to Montel Jordan. Okay, Montel goes, in one of the lines he goes, Patty ain't gonna say those words. It was like nah or something like that. He goes, Patty's not gonna say that. So they changed it to no no. Anyways, we'll get to that a little bit later. And then he changed to something else. He added a line into the song, "If You Only Knew," which at the time was one of her hit songs that she had sung. So they get all excited. They write this song. They think it's gonna be a banger, and they take it to Patty. And Patty goes, "No, I am not going to sing that song." So it sits for a year just in the good song pile.
There's
And then a year, yeah, right?
there's
A
just a
year
pile.
later, yeah, a year later, because they listen to all these songs and then they pick them. P. Diddy goes, "I want this song for one of my singers, Faith Evans." And then I think it was Def Jam goes, "You know what? No, we want it. Blah, 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 blah." So, anyways, they go through this process where they rate these songs, blah, blah, blah. And if it's 8 or higher by this rating system, it gets to get taken to the one and only Clive Davis. Okay. So we got this song and everyone grades it a 9. So it goes to
This
Clive
is a out
Davis.
of 10 scale.
Yeah, 0 to 10 scale.
Okay.
So everyone gave it a 9. It has to be at least an 8, or Clive doesn't even listen to it. That's his rules. So they give it to Clive Davis, and they Shep and Montel. They go, "Hey, we're gonna give this to you," and he only keeps a song if he's gonna go after the big talent. So Shep and Montel, they give the song, and Clive keeps it. And so they think that he's going to go after Aretha or Whitney or one of these big dogs. But Shep and Montel, they go, "No, you have a gal that's on your record. She hasn't popped yet. Her name is Deborah Cox. And you're going to take this song to her." And so Clive, he tries to get all these big people to sing the song, and they don't want to sing it. So he goes, "You know what? I do have a girl named Deborah Cox, and the song is Nobody's Supposed to Be There." Okay. So Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. Sorry. Have you heard the song? It's
I,
one of my favorites. It's a banger. You'll have to listen to it when we get off here. So, anyways, so Shep Montel, they take Deborah Cox. She's an upcoming singer. She has a couple good songs. I think I read she wrote a song for Dr. Doolittle too. So she's pretty popular. Um,
so a legend.
she's basically a legend. So Shep Montel, they take Deborah Cox to the studio. They rent the studio out like for the whole afternoon or whatever. And usually, like when they're recording with these singers, they don't learn the song. They like have to do it like chorus and then
Yeah.
whatever verse chorus. She knows the whole song and she gets in there and she starts to sing the song. And Shep goes, "Hold on, hold on, hold on." And then she goes and starts singing it, and he doesn't tell her, but he records it. So Deborah Cox is in there just giving it everything she wants. She's like kind of like riffing and like just like making it her own song. Nothing like kind of like what they wanted, but kind of did her own thing. So she finishes, she walks out, and they don't say anything, and then she walks back into the studio to sing it again, and they go and get her, and they go, "No, all right, that's it, you're good." And so it took one take.
Huh.
Deborah Cox, "Nobody's Supposed to Be Here," one of my favorite songs. But I thought that I heard it on Casey Kasem kind of was telling the story, so I looked it up more and kind of did a little research on the story. But I thought it was so cool that just it started from Shep watching Soul Train, wanted to write a song for Patti LaBelle, and it's so crazy to me how these different songs like people pass up and then other people take them, and
Right.
I thought it was a pretty cool story that Deborah Cox in one take just dominated Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. And that is my grab bag for tonight.
That was amazing. That was a good story.
I thought
I
it
wish
was
it would have finished with some song I've actually heard of before.
but it should be a song. It's one of my favorite songs because I always play like the slow jam R&B songs. But Deborah Cox she's kind of like a one-hit wonder. But in that genre, she has a couple other ones that you may definitely not have heard of, but that's definitely my genre.
All right, I'm going to throw another curveball at you.
Do it.
We are going to play the IMDb game with
Okay.
you and the chat. No cheating if you're in the chat. I think it's just Tyler in the chat right now. Rules of the IMDb game. I pick an actor or actress. You have to tell me the 4 things that they are known for, which doesn't always match up to what you think it would be.
Okay.
Do you want to pick an actor that you think you can get?
No, you have to pick an actor that you think me and Tyler can get.
Okay. We are going to do... Let's do... Tom Cruise. We'll do an easy one. I'm going to look at it first. You have seen all of these 4 movies.
Top Gun.
That's number 1. Tyler, do you have a guess?
Yes.
That is number 1. Which is, I like it when that's right. Risky Business is not on the list of the top 4.
Mission Impossible.
No. Not any of them.
He's in that, like, with all those, right?
He is. The game doesn't make any sense because whoever at IMDb or Amazon now, I guess, that comes up with these just like comes up with ones at the top of their head.
Oh, Show Me the Money. What is that? Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, number 4. A Few Good Men,
Yeah.
good guess. Great movie. Not on the list.
Okay, so we have 1 and 4. We need 2 and 3 for Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Are they both movies, not singing?
They are both movies.
What else is Tom Cruise in?
He's in a lot of movies. That's the hard part.
Top Gun.
Tropic Thunder is my favorite Tom Cruise role of all time. Not it, though.
But it's
No, not it.
so not Mission Impossible.
They take place they were in 2002 and 2003. That will give you your time range.
Are they sequels?
They are not.
I'm not very good at this game. Tom Cruise. Give us one more hint.
Let's see.
I don't really care for Tom Cruise, so.
The Precog movie is the right answer. What's the name of it, Tyler?
What's Precog?
It is Minority Report. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. All right, we have one left. He plays an American military advisor. That is your hint.
Was he in 1 too where he was like having to do with drugs and like he flew a plane and
Yes, but that's not the one we're talking about.
what is that one called?
That is called American Made, I believe.
This isn't my game.
Okay.
Well, actually, Tom Cruise just isn't my dude.
The Last Samurai was the other one. Do you have one that you think you could get?
Oh, do I have one?
Jamie Foxx. Can you do Jamie Foxx?
Let's do Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. Okay. We could do that.
Now, is it shows and movies?
It is both. I will tell you that it leans towards movies historically.
Is it Home Improvement though
Home
on there?
Improvement is number 2 for Tim Allen. Toy
Yes,
Story number 1, good guess. Santa Claus number 4, good guess. Tyler is nailing it. We got one left, and it is a movie from 1999.
The Hogs,
Nope,
Wild Hogs.
not Wild Hogs.
Come on, Tim. Jungle to Jungle.
Nope, that's not it. No,
That's like 93. That was a cassette. We had the cassette
that
on
was a
that
good
one.
guess.
Jungle to Jungle. It's a movie we have left.
Yep, from 1999.
Santa Claus 2.
That also has Sigourney Weaver and Alan Rickman, if that helps.
No. Turbo Man? That's not Tim Allen, is it?
It's a space Galaxy Quest. Good guess, Tyler. Nailed it.
Nice.
All right, one more.
Okay.
I think you can do
Give
Jamie
us-
Foxx. I think you
Okay.
can do Jamie Foxx.
Okay, the one where he's with the Gerard Butler.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies. I can't think of the name of it, but
That movie is called
gosh, what is that called?
Great Dead Air.
Tyler, do you know?
Law-abiding citizen.
That's a good one. So Jamie Foxx.
Yes. Well, he said collateral in his comment, so I'm going to give it to him. That is on the list. That's number 3.
Jamie Foxx. The
Like your favorite movie.
Durango.
Django Unchained is number 2. Ray, number 1. Good guess, Tyler.
That is one of my favorites. Gotta make it do what it do, baby. We watched that like 15 times in music appreciation.
All right, last one.
Can we get a hint?
It also has Beyonce in it
Oh, that Singers one?
and Eddie Murphy and Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, it's that singing one. I can't think of what it's called. Singers.
Dreamgirls.
Oh, gosh.
Dreamgirls. You want to do one more, or we want to call it a night?
We'll go one more and we'll call it a night.
Okay.
We gotta get our time up on here.
Who we?
How much time do we need on here? Let's just go all night.
We'll just keep playing this game all night.
Yeah, someone will eventually pay us to get off.
All right. Who do you want to do? Who do you think you can get? You're currently over without a hint.
Well, I've never got one without a hint. Let's go.
Why don't you get your phone out and open the IMDb app, and then I can play.
That sounds fun. Pick one for us.
Let's do an actress. Let's do Scarlett Johansson.
I don't even know who Scarlett Johansson is.
That's not a good pick then. All right, let's do Keanu Reeves. I think this is the easiest. This is the easiest
Speed,
one that you have. Speed, yes.
Speed, Point Break,
Yep. Yep.
Matrix, Matrix
Two of them are the
2.
Matrix. Yeah, that was it. That's
Boom.
too easy.
Thanks for playing, Tyler. The Replacements.
That is a good one.
Is that 5?
Yeah. All right.
Do I don't know. You, Tyler, call it.
We gotta let's get a comedian.
Do The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Norm Macdonald. That's a good pick. Let's see if we can knock off Norm Macdonald movies.
Billy Madison.
Yep, that's number 1.
Really?
Yeah. You're
I
gonna
don't
have to
know what
carry
else
him on
is,
this one, Tyler. Dirty work. Number 3. Well done. Not Saturday Night Live. One of them is a TV show called The Norm Show, or just Norm. So I'm going to just give you that one. Can you name the other movie that he's in? It also has Rob Schneider in it.
The one where he's a dolphin.
Yes, actually. The Animal. Good call, Troy. Well done.
Nice. All right. You ready to wrap her up?
I think we're ready to wrap it up. That was fun.
We got to go watch Tyler play football.
Is Tyler playing football tonight? Tyler, are you maddening it up tonight?
Also, Tyler, we'd like to have you do a guest spot with us in the future. So,
Well, why don't you start yours now, and then I will figure out how to head over to yours.
we'll send ourselves
We'll
over.
host yourself over.
Great job tonight, Tyler.
Good job. I gotta remember how to do that.
All right, everyone, make sure you follow us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Get us on YouTube, Twitch, Spivey Special, everywhere. Spivey Special Podcast on Twitch, I believe. Just go like us and subscribe and just do it all. Thanks, everyone. We've gotten some crazy good listens from Georgia, so shout out to
We
the
love Georgia. We love everyone in Georgia that loves the show.
Georgia.
And now they're
Not
all
anymore.
gone. Now they're all
They
gone.
gone, baby.
You
We
got
had
'em,
to
Troy.
clear that state out. You're welcome.
All right. I think that's all we got. Troy, you got anything else?
Zach, you're fat.
Troy, you're fat. Later.